so that's the thing we're up against. Instead of complaining about it, we just plod ahead.
And so many folks out there don't care about these issues, but they are important issues. Another one of those issues, and this is a segue for me to allow my co-host, Steve Stars, to pipe up a little bit here. And I want to get your take on this, because Steve is a documentary filmmaker himself. He spent a lot of money, went bankrupt to do a film that he just wanted to get out at the end of the day and put on Google Video for absolutely free. The film's called HIV equals AIDS, Fact or Fraud. And it's a very interesting documentary about the HIV fraud. Now, I know you guys aren't necessarily experts on all the topics, but have you ever jumped into the HIV issue, either Mr. Griffin or Mr. Murphy?
Well, I have, naturally. What am I supposed to do with my time, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear what your take is on it, and then I'll let Steve respond.
Yeah, well, from the very beginning, I was suspicious about this whole HIV story. And I didn't know in the beginning, but it didn't take long after some serious researchers had gotten into it and published their findings. It became obvious to me. You talk about a wacko theory, here it comes. There isn't even such a thing as HIV. HIV, virus, standing for virus, doesn't even exist. It's think of what those letters stand for. It's a human, what is it, immune...
So you help us out here. You're the expert.
Yeah. HIV, immunodeficiency virus. HIV.
Yeah, immunodeficiency, sure. So that's what it is. It's an immunodeficiency, but there's no virus. And the immunodeficiencies are caused by the treatment, the drugs that they give people to try and treat the AIDS. That's what kills the immune system. And what a shocking thought that is, that people who have an immune deficiency, maybe because of some other factors, such as nutritional factors, maybe, a lot of drug addicts develop this syndrome. Why? Well, we know that a drug addict traditionally has a terrible diet, and the drugs themselves are destructive of the immune system. So it's not surprising that people on recreational drugs tend to have immune deficiencies, and so they get sick. And they go to the doctor, and they say, well, do I have AIDS? And they say, well, looks like you do. So they give them AZT or some other highly toxic treatment, which if they didn't have a destroyed immune system when they got to the doctor's office, they're going to have it when they walk out. So then their condition gets worse, and then they take more AZT, and the first thing you know, they wither away and die, and they show up in the statistics as an HIV victim when, in fact, they're victims of the treatment. And I'll just say one more thing and then let the real experts take over. My understanding is that all these pictures that you can find of the HIV or the virus are artists' renditions. There's never been a photograph, an electron microscope or anything else that photographed a virus called HIV, mainly because it doesn't exist. It's theorized. It's a theoretical virus. And they say, well, it must exist because, look, we have got these antibodies. Well, it turns out that the antibodies themselves are merely antibodies that could be produced by a whole bunch of other things, including the common cold. If you had a common cold and you went into the doctor's office and got an HIV test, they would test for antibodies. They would find the antibodies from your common cold and say, yep, you've got HIV, you've got AIDS, and they start recommending that you start treatment right away. So that's what I think I know about the topic, and it's another one of those incredible subjects where what we thought we knew turned out to be a lie.
Hey, Steve, isn't it refreshing as heck to hear Mr. Griffin be so knowledgeable on this topic that many out there are still in the dark about?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm quite impressed, Mr. Griffin. Thank you so much, because we've been dealing with these issues for quite a while. And, I think that bridges, too, Bob, into the issues of barium and aluminum, which are what the chemtrails, a good portion of that.